Okay, so Adamu na mase sa to en komo so anu se ma menda kwasinsia se ono so de komo kama se etimi bra en komo very worrying but see as we count down we are in the ember October, December and October, November and then December. So we need to be very careful and cautious until some common at this time. They're very, very important. You know? And yeah, October they toss we do 9 and this is the last leg. I will Badwam yeah she say mo until 9:25 ni pejemo. Edin kadia to him say Sabeka the majority leader in Parliament, member of Parliament for Ifutu Nimnyam for Afenyo-Markin ewa na twetwe nkoba before betina sem me pesa kwasi eni edin komo ba community bi na afei yetimi eni majority leader edin kita kwasi akwa babiem so brebe na tins an komo we na oda na dichere na details be na beyond what you've just told us.
Okay, so near man here worry National Road Safety Report say for the past 9 months nipa 1,817 and then I'm calculating so ewu. And it's an increase of about 8.35% as against last year. And last year, car when she see any pewu I feed for the first 9 months I couldn't name change last
year. In more picture.
And the money worrying the money more worrying than speed air cost ya kwanso. When I say Oshi anymore free 730 open. For this speed, way so overtaking you ask yourself, say, a him fan now they back on so when say, as a man traffic lighter, no obedience. So when I salute an ear, you may
as a ben traffic light, as obedience.
Yes,
the whole year
super speed. Yes, if you see a BT traffic light. And we share the 1,870 built me. Okay, so
in this case, the Lufa Fire Service for one page, what has happened? Nipa say natural on
1,870
on this specific matter now. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not paid the Nipa
12.
Yes, that's a VIP bus. No, Enya Quenchia, Ewo, Obuasa Quanson. Yene Frikumasi Eco Yenchi, Bakusu Frikumasi Eco, I am free. Nipa 12, and then so Ewellen say a ma 5. A 7. A question of tiredness, lack of maintenance, inexperienced drivers, to road, the kind of road that we drive on. What really are some of the issues about? For example, somebody obuasi di AM fatone omua omotike me no mudi nkomona. Say kasakasa bi ba car ni. And they believe say NMR driver near confused. Almost I can say baby another driver nam na sharp curve. So now says as many dance here, you can't move they dance here. Now I give you the impression the driver no are confused. Na sharp curve no nam and no change so more. Speed na a walk anim no to play a role. Yes. So that speed near controllable speed. And find how confused no why at least maybe what bit me I'm managing here. Here you know says ura spare ye curve mu. Road safety issue no extra. The amount of speed I bet to me it's a equal extra a more than control. So say canam a Kevin na where the cocoa share in Sumudia. Not just a speed or na annually and our man. Okay, so yeah, we encourage you now when I said to you now for say as we get to that time of the year, no year countdown and upon the Fiaman Quaker, we don't want to believe and accept in our minds to say these are some of the things as I say, you know, so it's our thought, you know, so unfortunate. By a bad energy, you need to just push it away because that should not be the reality. What do you see in China? I think one of the conversations we've had in this country over some months, surprisingly, I think you know, is the fight against illegal mining. From the organized labor. One on some kind to any UTAC for stance or Moteki on this matter and governments and so and and all those things. And then I'm hearing that we've gone back to the days of Yeshishi Sane Manyomanebim. Maybe sum it up for us. Do you think we are on the right step now? I foresee we might come back to square zero because the fight against galamsey no now no more political than ever. More political. Amanyosem any day. And I know, yeah, Mr. Mishia Obi Wakosi say, because they're very dark Ghana based serious here fighting galamsey no. You be no catch the Yankasa. Yes. But we are doing political galamsey fight. And also no, and who's in Sansono, and no den chance say, willingly Yankasa dear say no say perceive to a corner say. About penny for shall say, tears will be yes, I shall find. Yes, she excavators near there, which is something and yet first time I hear who be in. But the twist whereby somebody wants to take a political advantage of whatever is going on and then a concern.
Okay, so how do you take a political advantage of a situation like this? Now,
you were political campaign about galamsey no, a bit more forming in two. Your campaign a year one crying about galamsey. And now ko baby a year mind nakasanswa your campaign yeah.
What's the difference?
Okay. So obitin can say ban small scale mining. Min ka say ban galamsey de nya de papa ni ko say ye so kwa de ka say ban. O say ban small scale mining. I won't cry. But you could do baby a year mining na. Oh,
Sandy Pakro and Nipa Fufro.
Sandy Pakro and they believe. Seminumi no share the same ideology. So can be bu obenkum na me kan onify. Your fan say we are speaking from the same thinking. Sandy Pakro no anan ho penfo bi ekọ baabi ye mine o si mo ye ba ye be kura mama ye niye.
But that's the language all these political parties.
Debbie, or Banjina Mikato me say, ye koso yen the political fighter. See the amanyo sem and the air kwa. Can we say political party was formed on the base of winning political power? If another dan go follow so decide say, I also protect my political voter. Then the country will suffer at the end of at the long run because they say, yeah, so NDC for the your campaign said yeah. Let me also to protect my own. Because the evidence near clear say in 2020, or two sana mono and who so bar the political party so. And I know yaka see you kwaku boy. At UTV so. Sana mon 2 year. Our 2020 campaign and the Buama ye winning mining communities. And I'm going back to do the same. And on the pen I'm sorry, adomonline.com and this is penphobia about Montebe condemn. And it's very good. It's a part ni penphobe condemn is adding. Umasa wo jai e de tumusa. MPP should be protecting them. Because MPP want to say, oh my better on the fence, I'm hearing this so much time about. And this is one thing the so better say be better by one. It's all the year say me ko kan ye beto nkofasum me ato abade amame na wonni o man kan ko ho dia obi abeja ko dia to. But
that's how we've played our cards all these years.
That is the danger.
Utuba say free ho.
Enyim na wo say me kase wo say free ho. Cause ye nyina wo sunsuanso galamsey enyo ye man so. Ensu ya esai. Ghana Water Company airboy kokko over the years catch le say. Enye no. Ghana Water free chance boy kokko say. Ghana be create so dia ban enye no.
But have we all as a people yaba abetiase abe onu sa ekono say eye ko a edi ewu edi enya. So we don't need even a government appointee. And now we don't need even the president or the president. Yeah. We don't need the opposition leader or the opposition party to push us and tell us that Sashi we there. Yeah, mamu in remune, mamu remuchina. Sensu we there. Yeah, mamu komune en komuchina. If say it's so ne ba, maybe muka de mfa muhodi. Yeah, the bad direct ansana anya bre e de abedu dunkura kese no. Yeah, potem yetu south magudi into no kwaso. Yes, no anya ne kwaso no. Ya beji atum yete de koso base. Because if we don't understand it too, it's a difficult. For example, whilst we are talking here big English in Accra, they are telling you that and those kind of demonstrations or more here or and other areas, it makes it quite difficult because that's what we say. Anope, Matisse Modesa approach, as in the minister and this government. She excavators and do we think that is where we've got into? That is the solution because of what pressure from CSOs or so-called media, whatever, or what? Do we want a solution or we want just knee-jerk response and reaction? Beyond elections, we go back to illegal mining. Is that what we're doing?
Over a bit and make us say, see, I start to condemn a certain comment of some of our politicians, Libya. A cornerbar by your day, actually say, obiti se ninya the way and more made to akojina be a year campaign at the Tiamia. Me relax it. I was so. It comes to make sure anyone say the organized labor bontiabe condemn the comment by Kokubuai.
You expect the organized labor?
Yes.
For what reason?
Because say
they are focused on the release government that the assurance government has given them.
Obama make sure say attention ko abane so nko a na say abane no eye party na be ya abane no. Just kodua na nabi mutuo no hwe din say Kokubuai campaign ye 2020. Kokubuai say ye biem obi aye din ehwe Kokubuai nka. They also put pressure on president so onya ne hoye no. Because also going to affect the electoral fortunes. Edem ka say ye twa benkum ye twa defa. To organize labor man adwe koye ne say be ye aban de ye asini so. Now we judge opposition on so this work can emodu. Because don't forget Sir John Dramani Mama His Excellency a potential president for 2025. One the political party. And you say obi trust no ye din say omo komodiengum that's another one so suffer. Nipa no to me so stop no also be jai.
So why don't we go the UTAG experience that they want to remain the conscience of the country where they will stay off and make sure that we do what is right when it's about this illegality in our mining industry? Why don't you do that? Go that path?
Oban, the ma mene UTAG for enya adwen na no make kemesa kan biem and organized labor nyina say yenkumbwafo enidwa
okukumdwafo dia kodiga.
That is it. Yenkumbwafo mfanidwa. Ye wo challenge. And some could create another one some account.
And what is the challenge?
The challenge here to say and say ensuo essay ye kwai bring to essay. Now catch them say doctor frontier and nurse frontier a teacher frontier. Ye teacher ye nim die be call it awful.
But have you had a chance to interact with the Rastos as I don't go?
Yeah.
Because the last time I raised these objections, so not only disappointed in me, and the doctors as well. The point they say a doctor for machine crowd touchwa, a doctor for market your crowd touchwa, multimedia, and this is a situation where on mine here more so serious to get that needed attention. Namakui move say a basa na kwe nyachumye.
Okay.
Any buapalubi, any a certain interest be, and a doctor for modern betrum with you agree with that?
But you name that you can see jai illegal mania. How long it will take for your water bodies need to be clean? Do we know the day?
But at least you jai.
It is that that's a challenge. See, who can carry as a foreign statement? Or see young cost striker. You name that baby. So Dr. Nikas na ketua kochew aban fa ketua mamia yenim se aban tu na ketua na monwa obejai da ben ye see ejaya and it is never true say we santo kwa sorry enye no kwese betimi santo kwa nyina across board e dey benya pieces of bi e wo baabi oni aban akwa hia aban chiro so be ye ABCD aban ma me timelines. Okay, number 1 on the 15th of October 2024, Parliament essay resume. Parliament resume a hwe be iris for 1 week time. Minister for Lands and Natural Resources ebe kwa revoke sa embra na makonya say obetimi akokwa ibrentum akoye mine no e ko revoke. So within 1 week no minim say sa time le aban e de amam de ye adwuma. Na aban say after that media soldier for essay TSC baby a ye illegal mining. You have to ready sa areas ni nyina. Aban say free them ekosi ebia that say asoja fo be bom pempe o ye nso ne kwaye ho aban tu sa na mo na se he time na sa aban entu sa na mo no dia na ye bibi wo ho no ma o ka chem say ye nya ma nurse ayi a doctor ayi patient emu hospital na nurse ni tifie doctor ni tifie wa abra wonim do obekọ abra wonim da the fight against galamsey no ebe wie peyo and market the fight against galamsey so abaye political organized labor na you taking pen from adwin ko honom. They are not speaking against the political intervention that they taking no. You are not condemned no more than amanyosem.
So that is very key.
And this whole year on akatem said doctor ni kwati atua enko kwati na fi ma yare for sabi enwa yare sabi.
Na de oya amanyosem no kwati.
Nobody e de ye na amanyosem mu a. How do we continue to fight it?
So we have still not started the fight against.
And someone could you black kwaten crime. And so supporting organized labor say let's ban all form of mining. But Professor Jenna no poko adman ekwa menfidia o see bas mosque money ye be kura ni ye nia ye kama. And you think we can win with this? We just start to get me winning with this attitude.
So join the conversation on the way forward because it's like kasa ni ina ye kasa sa ye ina ye kasa sa. Join the conversation. Brow frame on 0302 211 0302 211 4. Prescribe. Don't come and lament. Also, bubu and pointing fingers. We've gone past that stage now. We need solutions that are practical, that are real, very important. Also, for a joint training, Susuyabra, Nyafin had the quadruple and charge be a beba, there be. Inti baby ya be jinano. We should be in commission for you when you watch here. Almost say a GSM. Inti a GSM no any amanyo kubia sense there. Any abusun be a sense there. A Wagana sense there. The consensus is the bigger picture. Everybody in us. What can be done? What do we do? Said the a former good year into the Nekwan so titu the idea call a quiet my reserved. A Hoyan cohort. The idea so any kwansi how do we stop it? For Adrian Chebe 0302 211 equity 4. Why do you have a challenge with the approach? And how can you as
Meba Emrana o kan wasem so. Emrano one na o ma share you fi mo e share sa amran. Se bitimi akokwa e bentuma kwakotie mining.
Okay, yebeba my any say do nin komo. Say do ma chapom ti say. Hello, say do apom ti say. Hello, Sedu, apom ti say.
And yes, you do new magic.
Pacho Pia on the Kakamai. Hello? Well, I'm so official. I'm saying, yes, now,
so, yes. Yes, Edimrako, Marshal your film. Marshal your four a passy. See a bit to me a call, your quiet aqua mining. One no Marshal your film one.
Oh, would you too?
You're much too.
I say, I just to me was here, do baby.
That is no see.
Ya just to
baby. It's say, I told a beyond. Say, yam shall common and common your mind. Ube blame me one side, I be cock you could be a friend.
You see, okay, say, and almost more apply, they are almost through the application. Almost what do we do? Oh, say, you're revoking the NSM running intimate way you need to be near. Okay, hold on, near Daniel Linkas. Daddy Marche.
Yeah, Joe.
Patrona Boko there.
I'm
Adom Boko. What are you?
Okay. Me call me call and can if you are me call on the pipe on Ubuna aye brown. That's a cool way to me. No, me who's can you promo? Because a good father won't know what to see here. Said the events that COVID-19 not all Casano. So I've weapons over Casano. It was just for. And I so can you consider a session? You know, let's say the different assemblies, more usually community work. Now, a good no one say, or she say, it's just for the help cutter, no, but for you. We are chimney pana, when I have body to hey. Yeah, 2 1 your boat to, and people go for it. So I think all is by now, though. All is not by now.
Yeah, we see, yeah, that's also doing. Hey, but I'm so near. The young for Joe or Jose was kind of mindset, you know, but Should that be the case?
You say, baby, I'm talking to one here, but
you'll be frustrated enough
because I'm not heading. And to me, is he almost so much?
But when you suggest that, I think there's here too.
Oh my God, I'm saying for no about two.
Almost two.
Yes, girl, I'm saying for no about two.
About what person obey me?
Girl, I'm saying for no about two.
We need to study the whole illegal mining space, you know. Because I'm saying, you would do no crime because you Kasaibi and TSN limited about this illegality. And share in the answer. My chapom to say, Boko de
Boko.
What are my you?
Oh, we have a bad program.
What are my you? Therefore, say,
a friend who
who's it you?
The things that I'm saying now, I'm okay myself. Any idea? I buy no quantity now, or second of all, in any account book there. Here is the case I buy no yet. Now, political party business Eddie, almost share Eddie to a mark and say, you buy them my, you buy them my shit. In fact, almost strike as a near the other, me I come home as on my back, being a fight here, dear. Na say oh the TUC a political game political party there on man TUC no homa workers no so any na say o man yes there na in fact any there be bo man the TUC any university lecturers na o mo yi o mo ase o mo de compare my political party back. The other elections also cast almost a political campaign party back. A man say it's woman judge and say some of the politics. Man come home my back. Being them fighting. I think it's another woman.
Okay, that's it. But maybe a quick one here. The TUC didn't go in as a political tool.
Yeah.
Almost baby I do. Almost so man
Yes.
They can't be used as a political tool. Afram Machapo say.
Hey.
Yeti Afram. Oh, nyame adom bi be boko.
Hello.
Afram bi boko yeti. Hello Afram.
Hello.
Yeah, mete onka obetimi akasa, mete onka.
Hello.
Afram mete onka obetimi akasa. Unfortunately, I'm saying Afram. So akwasi
to man the emra na yaje atumo mra hwe film na ye ma ho kwan se yenko ye forest ni yenko ye mining se obo ho so bo a untimi ni both majority and minority FM.
But I think it's the abuse because if you listen to the Minerals Commission, Papa, now, you're mining in the forest, and those forests now they are specific with the kind of forest yes. They are specific. Yeah. As we speak, then on my breakdown, I don't know whether I still have the records about forest ahodua yewo ewo honum de ma ho kwan se itimi kom ko disa adwuma no ne kwaso de eho no kwa de wontimi mfa se kan kwa se embo form kra and so purely 100% reserved ewo honum say de usika no say omo anhye mra ne sa akeke maybe the abuse of it na de bedu sa empempenso e gidi se esese ye ne share, but we need to revise the whole law and look at what will benefit us in times like this. Said ye prese ye mre kunina ankasa no so no miamia ni bi ho ma ida say ye miem and aye samegum and aye people every okra. So I don't think really that one should even be our worry because they do be clearly if it's not fitting the current situation and you can adjust or revise, you need to.
You see, I say it's still back to buttress my point and make an essay. Muma yentu yene nsi faako yenhwe tokone nyina holistically say ye nyina asoman one ya ye krado say ye betu illegal mining asia
obetu aso ama me kwabena ma chia pom ti say
ya me dio minia na me adom na ho ye pa
oh ye danya me ase wadaro ma yiti o
minia me da ofiso ma me kwanya me dina ni kwabre kusi ni wo nkurumia na me kasa udun kwa sisi ya minia me feme Abano ebra galamse na eliyetu hwana mono. Galamse me sitem e ade a ha wo me metu me yekuye ni. Me ko furu ba ho. I'm saying for put the Siena and Akusu, Manokrama, and then you come from my Intimenko, or Mataman Thomas at my woman. I was making sure my Ghana, Coco, Nicoto, my Ghana, Coco, my young Coco Kitwa. When Coco, my woman, no more than the same, a family fast off from Crampon, or Messiquan, and the mattress are buying. Excavators now more machine, woman, now more years, man, woman, more Enti omo memfa excavator no meyi yesu manane ntuma kwanda mayele ya mkere say e be say fast no manka yinya kwan ko ye komi ni eduma me ye na biane ene koko efuma mo manga na no tay ye me say gala bi say omo wo men bo de ka o men ya koko ne kuto men say ye bi koko men mai koko ni won mo a o men ne mo boto na gala bi say wo enti ya bakre ni gala bi say ni kamo na enfiri wo na abane for solution bi ma garanti no mo baye mpo mo nyan kata sa no so ye kata so betima die bi fofo e wo so na yi ye mpaye o mo tani fa enye obema ye nchiri ma no e be ho ba garanti ba na ba bo ade ba ko yi sika ya ka na e wu yare ene a ho kire na da to ma ga na so e die so mi ye ne mri sika na ye nye ne ye nkwa ho yi na no ba boy ni na da.
Okay, so Kwamena kusi actrim kese pa na mai ono ye kuani na ohwe kwan a eye illegal mining no affect any kuyayona or GDC and we keep saying we all have to own it or we all have to own it. How do we own it?
We own it saying you know
what is the strategy we have to adapt
the strategy is what mine say make us say and found some party benefit and some party benefit and who's so the larger extent no affect Ghana you know enunti ye nyina ye si ano kwan sem koto se me party ni e hye kwan brain to nim na so ye I should be able to voice it eni kwa se me katas man ba say because I we party ni to so me ye din na me twin party wo ja o man no because there be am because o man nso ko ye din a ye nyina na e bete wo penten kwan
we are corrupted with our way of thinking and reasoning as a country. It's very important because see we also cannot run away from the fact that yeni inuanom ne ye maame no mo ye etu form agudia omuntu no one kwanso any one dey koba we know them so even in the quest in fighting these illegal menace no yemudu do sen kwa na akugudu akaka se asumesi na obintin ya report to say kwesi otu form agudia so how do we fight
it? So man be adwanto ahene wo mbia no man ye
so how do we fight it then?
Because ye nyina wo interest and ana make catch me say ade e be kode am America say ye nchira na kuma say corruption that's a mentality that to my say menyafo we say e nyame e madom e kodu o man kwabla ta mujai kromfue corrupt sa dwen no ya nsesa no ni amfa adwen say Ghana first antu ye trimu a o man ko so
say say lead that Ghana first
ye tiwi
me mfie ni go to obi aso wan kasa
ye wo hwe o fie trimu say esabe na wan kasa so twa e de to ho no ma obi ebedi a kire bi esabe na me ni ametiwe me twa de to ho no ma obi so betimi abedi sasa da chibi.
But we are losing it because sabi enipa binim kura na ye power mo so me ya candy for in this fight against this illegality. They end up being illegal miners. They end up being illegal miners.
Ye power forever.
Ye power for yanga say.
That is it. Ye suni e ban na ye dia wo won na tesoro no.
So they are not strangers.
Obi en Fabro ni me president of Ghana.
Or ye Ghana.
Ye Fabro ni me minister of Ghana. And ye Fabro ni man me chairman of Ghana. Ghana for ye suni e ban. And the Kobe film ko hwe. Obi di ne chairman atem say how for ko e to galam say nyesika. Ukwa no akwa di na so wo dwen Ghana. O se na e be di kura ho den.
Obi adwene
no yo the eba shit the penny wo fie no
ye mpam ni mfio
ye ma obi a position as hey what do you the thinking of see baba your man mo mabo man nya pempen so bi enchina ni nyina wotimi ha kakra no ye nwe ho menini say Ghana ni bia do wo dwon so baba ye say kwase twum but at least ni kakra wo bedi ni obenom ni obehye ba bi odi ntibeto. That is how our brofuna first abedo bukro. And just so could do abrochi, no be always a company, no be a yan power. But system in such a way, system, we have be brain. And then you catch your crow man.
So, what should be the approach?
Now, me the best by Cham fine. A dear Bakwasi, a quack is somebody be mining a free ye quiet more for one more ye bra chamfan yes I no correct chamfan engine no and a baby different to me sassy and my queer for queer to me coso maybe to me for other alternative to me for the front milk for us as a boy because chamfan baby never a bat in the name of farming rather ends up on our water bodies so bumper for to be a home baby I was harder than one two Galam se fra so mo ka nyina ne se ye ni sika beti bi akoto machine a ye kotu anwa na ye be so ne so awro ho ye ni se sika bi tire ye gina ye de chamfa ne sinso ne so de ba utugum na ne ye horo se ida se aban na mu ba koto sa machine na last game minus for na to bi o me abo ma kasa dam e horo mo ma gold no ho e bi amo na so ye galam o ye small scale miner utu wie fa kwa da ko horo ho na o twa ka de ma aban a anaba betimi anya minus na kasa se mo am kikam se kabom na mkoto mo adem fa bewura eno be boaye because se ne mine ne ekoso onso ne so no o ma se nyina ye de ki ano tum se nka ho asem a aban be ko aban be ba and so we trace the trajectory na every year be emu increase every year be emu increase yeden so mu increase ko ba bia e didi ha ye pa ebi na minerals commission papa no e ka no somebody mama license obi so fan ko ye mining nipa ko wo tu atra ba bia o so tu ade ne kon na enyam police station ye illegal mine wo na police commander to say me hu ye police officer to say me hu ye ni asabo police ni kro na apa say onko fight against illegal mining e wo nyinem.
So what's your problem that police they say go to one or more?
O me say aban hye ba ofri ese a police fo ni abambo fo na omo ba bia omo na enentu sa na mo no e na me cho se permanent commission papa eken uko enyam police station omo fitire pe e na illegal mine ekoso etu sa ka tem se the same enyam police station for na eko fight against illegal mine wo enyam a susu papa be ne benya susu aso be ne benya because on yetu na ni chia kokono ho de ye tu am na ba bedu ka akwem eti so ye ni DC ye ni MC won no se won hu de na be ka chance ye ma MC kro na asa kotu illegal money aso kono ho a so papa be na asa beka
wow
because nipa no ti ade no wo se ade no ono na so asa kotu kosi gina kwantia.
What kind of tax force now share him says say be cry set up this tax force?
Tax force ye be no credit actually mo. And penfo na dey
okana shop. How do we select the people? How do you say assume say na obenti and say we and say nika. Nipakuo be na say dey omo ka ho na ye hu say we dey agina brane. Ye ogidi omu be 90% say wono kwa onde inkunimdi na asempa beba. From the constituency level, for the district level, from the regional level, for national, and we distribute to all other affected or red flag areas. How do we go about it?
And now make our same way say Meshia Asuya Fono Mudi Operation Vanguard and also I could see a call quiet bakum. Any galam say if we at 2 years. A 2 any yet a year or more excavate and free crime and be see and crime. Was it 2 months later? Ye ko na the same car na ye fire be see enkran no esese nwura foforo bi e so onua ne na afi se me ko na o ma me kapra na asempoti ka menye na menya ne honko e ti nam ka se yesu ye di adwuma ne so ahye ye nsa se ye da so no mu a adwuma ne si ye nsa no so no ye ni no kran fam ma wona e do okra e to wono sikio ye forest ne yesu so me enye bibi mo ma ba mu emu e ma ne kokoko kese o kwa ebrento ni na won tweka de ma mesinkan ne ye san so aka ne san fam kokwa ebrento ni biem e pasa no do obaji sika anoma so ko illegal galamsey site e won na won physical money say $5 million say tam ni say ne dia so nsem se kanya nyenyo moden Jesus yo ma no kredi so anko eko na ye konim na ya anka nkire won say enough is enough ya say ye mani bia eye and the question betimi tire bi no ka say me de me nya ase me free pani bi wo Jubilee House se sadly bi won say Jubilee House to be yin center kro edema so na otia no ma wo de man pani din HI enkrofo and e please once we bring now so maybe can protocol be on the choir. To nyambo jubilee pay fa muso kwen. Ko ye to man ya please ni e de so betime ja V8. Ya se be kwa ko jire ba se be kwa ko to me. Tell because wo muso e de kona show mo sa no mo da e kona no from Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources especially. So tell me
which people should form the ekua yetese won be koatia sa this illegality nipa be say dom say ko
obi o se fata so ejoni bia betimi adom ba ne eye key eye no credit
people we can hold responsible and pagana ni bia no per what you prescribed all of us we are part of the fight.
Yes.
We should positively defy some of these things eba ye potema enye ne kwaso no ye ma obi anso akwanya say kofa sika na atuo na abo na ma ekoburu bi a Ghana aban amano to me say ontimi ni say adwuma because ye kasa nyina na dey ba ko we should not lose sight of this nipa binum so as ye kasa ni wo eho kwanya say woni timi ko tu form agudie e wo ne kwaso baby ye du ni ye say afi de ani bra baabro so nti ese fata say yitu saa na mo no eni pekuo be na se omodom na ye kasa oh we mu omodom say ko we de onyame ni we can trust them or give them our trust to hold it in check for us. These are some of the things.
This why you made the said this small scale miners the car committee na omutu anamono no mo ko enwuram no eho ebi because there be make say so mo nso mo ansore waka e o madwuma no mo yensa so ma o mo nkrofo no bi de o mo sika penya bebre e be so madwuma no mo so no dwane be bom this time small scale miners association penfo e kan obi mutu sa na mo we omuso ni baabi asa galamsey fo no bi so ede ehye omuso ni baabi ankrofo a ese yenso na kasa ede ewo ye peninse chewesi ye bo obi de ye ndo so de so nipa ko sa ampa so o kan wana so on ka ho na so twi bi ese fata se be masa nipa kro bia no ye fa masa nipa kro no tem ka say me de say o small scale management for so aba be ka ho entokwa no ho ale so metimi aboa identify ankrofo na ese yenso no na yesu ayeti be bia sa illegal mining ekos no ento yesu atirim se senso wo ye dia mo na mo bedi ka kire mo because ye kran so kra fra mo na ba e ba be sin krai first ye kran so e ma ne ba enkran ya e ba be si kra mu first asa na ba bia wo wo no ezamu so mo tu krom na so mo ni amre ento sa o sa nkofo no so na samu so mo ye din de bia sa e be nyina.
Okay, so thank you for your prescription. Begin said now
oh yeah,
I'll join you, probably even on a semidika.
Sure.
And then we will find a better solution to this one. Because that's it. Yeah, Kwaba. Kwaba, leader of Ghana's parliament, majority leader Atenase, member of parliament for Efutu Atenase. Honorable Kwaba, unfortunately time is really not on our side. Very unusual of you. Bibi Aboko.
Mine your constituency throughout the weekend.
Oh, I see.
After errands in Koforidua and Chebi.
You talk about your constituency, it reminds me of whether it's true or false. What's you in Koforidua now?
Yes. I want to destroy billboards.
Why identify them?
Yes, you know them. Now, one who circulates a agenda view on social media, work for video. Now was a maybe no also we've identified them and then they've also been sued. So the way I was misbehaving on the, I think the court would be proper forum to deal with them. On here, attraction and violence begetting violence.
So what could be the motive? Say or more? It's been part of our process.
It's a usual political agenda, inciting people and all that. Different, so you would have to deal with some of these things the right way. So I'm in court, and in fact, by 10:30, our program, Winneba, trying to basically 5 years one kosu ejuma, one trade to 10 o'clock. Until I'm going back to Winneba.
I see,
and then come back to Accra in the afternoon.
Yeah,
by Parliament.
Purposely or is it part of your timetable? It's been.
Yes.
You were expecting to be in Accra tomorrow.
Yes.
It's not necessarily because of a year revocation a person in terms of the environmental EPA says them.
No. Parliament is coming tomorrow.
Okay.
Speaker issued a notice.
Okay.
So we are resuming food tomorrow.
Okay, I see. But leader, quickly, I'm sure time. One of the things that maybe what buying we are team free or up to this morning, this fight against illegal mining, and Nyoma Omodi Ego Akwemu so far. TUC tension by CSO tension, but now UTAG is still firmly on what they believe they are the conscience of the country or the nation. What do you think should be done at this point?
UTAG is being political, and their demands are unreasonable to say the least.
Political?
I'm saying they are being political, and demands they're making very unreasonable. We're in this country, and I'm not being partisan here. We're in this country when the Galamsey menace started in NDC's time, and I'm not being political. Mekede 2015, I was in the finance committee when Setekpe Oba finance committee but catch him there. Problems are over cocoa industry is because of Galamsey. Into a parliament, at the time, those NDC MPs are wofi Galamsey areas. Galamsey Asamba, the one car of parliament, no way going to chamber. Ibi someone say yes, true, yentu nkebi. NDC Abredo, eba na mono wotu ije for Galamsey. Of course, Omanpeyin put his presidency on the line. We haven't been wholly successful. Mm-hmm. There have been issues here and there. Has this Galamsey issue received the political will of all of us, the politicians? Oman, you remember a month ago, I issued a caution to the political class that you're careful. Me as an MPP, my brother in NDC, let's be careful. It will take one day. It may take us by surprise. If the country realizes that as a political class, we are not serious, they will take certain steps. Let's be careful. Because this whole nonsense of...
Nonsense?
Yes, it's absolute nonsense. People are dying. We know. I chaired Ghana Water Board. And I know what I saw. And I'm happy to say that I shared those findings on this platform with you. Did I get the support of the NDC? Mm-mm. For them, everything is NDC working their way to win power. Didn't we see Yenya Kwekubuayin and Obin, that former chief executive of that important sector of our economy in the Galamsey areas, and we lost all the seats because they promised them the Obama won Galamsey in Akodo.
But leader, those references.
No, I'll come back.
You have your power.
I'm laying foundation. When a politician is taking an action, all right, and there's so much lack of political will by the people receiving it, it's not easy. That's the reality. All the attacks on us, we are managing. We agree that we are in power. So if TUC, other stakeholders, the Catholic Church, religious bodies, it is within their right to petition government to take action. And I agree. Because Yarba no Oba, Onim NDC, Onim MPP. But it's for us as a political class. We don't need external stakeholders to bring us to the table. We should initiate it ourselves. Iron politicians, should initiate and say, these areas are no-go areas. Let us be one, united. That in Suno Saya, Obukuyen, we should not think about the power. If you get the power and there are no people to rule, in fact, our politician in Munsunibi, into Debia co constituency, Nikosiobi, Debia co constituency, would you even be happy in your spirit? You have the power, but you are not happy. You should get power and be happy with the power. And that is what this morning I want to tell my colleagues in NDC. For them, everything is politics. NDC will not want to sit on the table and reason that the Mazi Mayanka, the Mazi Yanfanchoha. Look at what is happening in Parliament. You have gone to lure investors to come and invest in your economy. It's a government policy to say that, look, the source of attraction is tax incentive. Tax incentive is not tax giveaway, that freebie. I say that with your criticism, I agree that we should put in some blocks, control mechanisms that those benefiting from tax exemptions would not abuse the tax exemptions. You have NDC in parliament stampeding, all right?
They are talking about the abuse and, and the kind of people who are beneficial.
I'm saying that, you see, that's unreasonable. What do you mean by the kind of people who are beneficial?
That's what they have concerns.
They are business.
The kind of people who are being given this privilege.
Who are those people?
And the abuse of it.
I agree with them on abuse. That throughout our political history, tax exemptions are abused. I know. So I'm saying that in our approval, let us, as a political class, put in the conditions as parliament and require of the minister to report regularly on how those exemptions are being applied. Would that not be enough? Unless parliament does not do its job. But I'm saying that I'm against this strategy of, oh, if we let them do it, they will score points. So let's frustrate them.
But that's not nationalistic. If that's the
indeed, but that is the reality. And on mine, I'm saying that if we continue to do that politics that way, look, perish the thoughts. Perish the thoughts. So has NDC ever reflected that the Mazia wasn't here? The Mazia wasn't here.
So who could you?
Perish the thoughts. If Mahama should come back to come and meet Parliament, can he survive a dose of what he's doing to us?
The Parliament that you are losing your majority outright.
Oh, don't worry. You let them talk.
They're not just talking.
Yeah.
Leader.
Mawankasa. Wano. NDC for Wano. We'll lose some powers, we'll win. You heard what I said Dunkatia did at the Supreme Court. We'll cross Supreme Court. What did they have won? Justice Appa, beside one question. In your own collation, what figure did you get? Also, one farm. On
that note, no. Then we have our conversation. Majority Leader in Ghana's Parliament, Afenyo-Markin, is my guest. Yekwaba. Because so I was saying that so share Badwam on Adom TV, multi TV, so Ghana's Majority Leader in our Parliament, Member of Parliament for Futu, and I didn't Chenkomo. Name for Afenyo-Markin. Oh, yes, I'm a beam.
So my numbers, man, what about NDC for propaganda warrior there will be win. You see, them Ramakayan 2020 was the day Okroma the Abano MPP for him. Now I was a court. Justice Apau Obisa Mr. Dunkatia. The since you are on say MPP for women, wo figure wonye or ya he also one fan court. No be send the figure Akufo-Addo so wo pe one collation no Akufo-Addo nya ya he was onyi. Hey. So on what basis in a war question easy also easy for one adwuma. Later onye Dr. Ofosampo for contest for national chairman. Sebekeya. Okoshia Dr. Mr. Dunkatia and me pede MPP for na Ghana for nyina tie dem kase yi. Time na war contest national chairmanship. Mr. Dunkatia kruya. Okoshia NDC delegates. Na some work catch on there. In fact, walk or court no any evidence. Also walk or court no any evidence. Now what crom Mr. Tachuchi Katawo. Na Tachuchi Kata catch on there. Without evidence, he will not sacrifice his image at the Supreme Court. Into one for evidence and Branson wide Wako Court. And that they did not have their figures. So it became a blame game within their own circles. So the issue is that at the time of Credo, they knew they had lost the elections. But already we use Patapa. 2024 here Patapa. Figures in that digitalization, figures in more tiny. Look here. Waka Sembi, men with the publisher was the case be about to go. Was I say doing Kasia to Muslims. I say doing Kasia to Muslims. Vote for NDC for your protection. Let's go to the content.
Well, I wish I had a video because.
But they have quoted him.
Okay, so what's the quote?
I'm quoting.
Yeah.
I'm quoting what they have quoted him to have said. Also, Mr. Asedun Ketia made the call on Friday, October 11th, 2024, while addressing a debate of people at Ziome, Aflao, during his campaign visit to Ketu South. He asked the people in the Zongos not to be deceived, but to know that the party that cared about them was the NDC and not the ruling MPP. This vote, the quotes, Asamoah in the war quotes, this vote for ND is a vote for yourself, a vote for your independence, a vote for your dignity, a vote for your treatment as equal citizens of Ghana, a vote to allow you and your children benefit from any government opportunity and receive equal share like any other citizens of Ghana. If you decide to vote otherwise, you have decided to vote to enslave yourself. End of quote. If this is true, then I am very sad for this national chairman. He knows that he loves Muslims and he removed Harun Idrisu.
But party is
oh, meba. Mami kasa.
Na party is there.
He know onyimide meba. Onyimide odo kremofo na woyi Muntakezi. In fact, Harun Idrisu is the only in NDC circles. Harun Idrisu is the only beacon of hope for Muslims within the party. They removed him. Muntaka Mubarak in parliament today. There is no Muslim NDC member in prominent position in parliament. If any, very few. So what is NDC talking about? We have a Muslim as our flag bearer in an MPP. When did Muslims in Ghana say that they are suffering discrimination under MPP? Or that if it is not NDC, they don't have freedom? Who told him that lie? You see, in 1992, they started a constitution, the party that has always given space to Muslims as a minority religious group to have space in the national discourse is MPP. The first Muslim vice president was under MPP. In 2000, when we had a Muslim vice running mate, they chose a running mate who is a non-Muslim. In 2004, they brought a Muslim as a Mohamed Mumuni as a running mate. When they lost the election, they dropped him. They didn't repeat a Muslim to be a running mate. Today, MPP believes in inclusiveness as a political party, believes that Ghana first. And we did not say there, Dr. Bawumia is a Muslim, he's a Mampushi man, he is not from a major tribe, but we have looked at his competence and the need to ensure inclusiveness and diversity. And we are giving an opportunity to Dr. Bawumia to be.
But these commentaries are irrelevant to our politics.
Well, to them, this is what they do in the Zongos, to go and lie to them. How can you say you love Muslims when in your party structure there's no prominent Muslim leading the charge? You sacked Harun Idrisu. They sacked him. They sacked Muntaka Mubarak, who is a Muslim who was given hope, at least for Muslims to also have somebody that would ask somebody.
But even indeed they sacked them, it was not based on these.
What I am saying is that if they really believe in inclusiveness, they wouldn't have sacked Harun Idrisu and Muntaka. They wouldn't have sacked. And it was Asedun Ketia who led the charge. Everybody knows it. It's a matter of fact. So how can the same Asedun Ketia go behind the scene and say that what party no what don't claim future MPP for? When we have a Muslim as a flag bearer to be president of Ghana, to bring everybody on board. Omani, let's pay attention to this seriously. Propaganda yo. If Bawumia had not been a flag bearer, they would have also said, oh, hi, you catch on. Now, when you did the same NDC, what them say, they are using some pastors, all right? Some pastors. What could be was, Montuma Muslim. Really?
But do you believe pastors?
Some pastors, the same NDC people are using them.
Using pastors who
I am aware.
We'll go to that. That the NDC should come and influence them.
I am aware. Yeah. I am aware of some prominent church leaders the NDC is using. I am telling you that I am aware. it's a known fact that they are going underground trying to preach a certain thing to people. But it's okay. Ni nyinara hu Nyankopon wotum. Emi wo jezi there. Nyankopon ya adoma. Ghana football hwe dwuma pa MPP abana ye. Ye ni 100%. Ye runtum ye dwuma no we pay ye 100%. Muruntum ntran menka de MPP zaya ye nyino ye 100%. We've had some setbacks. We've had some challenges. We have had some failures. That is the reality. But I'm saying that on the scale, any day, MPP Aban, you're better than NDC Aban.
So, there now they call about 2024, my original so on any day, MPP Aban, of course, year change because it's 70 billion. Say, hey, times are tough. Hey, you want
social intervention policies. The ordinary Ghanaian needs social intervention policies are over one, free SHS. And I'm proud and I'll be bold any day. Omayin, ami adom keke dam di secondary school. Oya Parkway syndrome, ne Besley, be also be St. Augustine's. That the best students should benefit from it. That, by the grace of God, I emerged the best student. And I benefited from that. That is what paid my school fees and my registration fee. I would have dropped out. Because my stepfather, who was working at Pomazi, had lost his job. My mother, who was a people teacher, has been affected by redeployment exercised by government at the time, and there was nobody to pay my fees. I know a lot of my mates. I went to one secondary school when you had distinction because he can't fee.
It's
massam ye there. Obaten biara Ghana. It did to me there. Imprinting the free SHS into Bimpo Woma Abwa Moframan. At least yente the Moframan wako school way you wanezi. Yente the what's a ben yisi code be feed wanti we have a free SHS Moframan abefi. Whether it is gold track or green track or whether you taught the children are benefiting. These children are going to university.
And then I'm quantity or not quality. So the quality is becoming
whether quantity, whether quality, it is important to first introduce this policy for the ordinary Ghanaian to benefit. And that has been done. 2, school feeding. Yamo from many p about 10p in crossing. In Kenya, when you feed the BBRFO. But you go to the out cities, you go and see poverty. MPP Aben Bay. Under Kufo, you introduce school feeding. We've expanded the school feeding to all schools.
That expansion, does it come with quality in terms of what they are consuming?
People are cooking, children are eating and are going to school. In fact, I'm told that recently Aben increase one rate, which you know, in Ghana yet today, we're finding a delay in payment. Nyankopon Adom Aben is straight in one now. Yembre youth employment. Yenyimda yen artisans, your major problem. They form a huge chunk of the unemployment market. Aben through the YEA, youth employment, we introduce many models. Only 100%, but at least yenya yen brofamano dudunara wenya opportunity through the youth employment program. What is Juma?
Maybe some the NDC as part of the plans. They
always listen. These people
bringing apprenticeship scheme.
Yeah. These guys don't mind them.
No.
Let me tell you something.
No, leader, hold on.
What they are bringing what?
The apprenticeship scheme where they will upgrade that one.
You mean the Akokon Kitin one?
No.
Which one? You know what?
No. Yes. That's why they think they are a government in waiting because more interventions, maybe it's not impactful. Don't forget the big push. Don't forget 24-hour economy. Don't forget the apprenticeship scheme Omodeba. Don't forget regulating the front of Okada. Don't forget that free Omodema first kind of people entering the university. Don't forget other ones or more pushy if they have that opportunity, they will ensure that the welfare of the Ghanaian be paramount to them.
Okay, so good time to respond. Thank you very much. These are mere rhetorics of the NDC. We've seen them before. Fortunately, they don't have a new leader, but they have the same old leader. So yes, judge a man by his track record. All the MPs are what to campaign it, they were in the first NDC administration. Let's ask a simple question. Is there a single social intervention program? NDC if we introduce here, what to me sustain here, now. Let me take you back to history. Time on Mampenyin Kufore Babim. Ne yenyi health insurance. National health insurance. Thank you. National health insurance. Mampenyin Kufore introducing national health insurance. NDC food was so national health insurance no anye papa. Now someone will be introduce what we call one-time premium, meaning that it's your kura into your bill for the rest of your life. What be bazin yehuni when to moye health insurance nankasen pogun. We had all the health providers, healthcare providers, what complain they won't you. Today, go to health insurance. Go and see the reforms we have put in there and how the health providers really what benefit in the be feel free to get a card or to private health facility. 2, these same people said they were introducing a social intervention program in the north where they would take advantage of the availability of guinea fowl, oya confirm, so that they can help to create jobs. They were bringing tractors to help farmers. What did we see? All those monies that they sank into that project went waste. They left the northern part of the country. By the way, Mahama is from the north. He's a Gonja man from the north. And he was a promise to the northern part of the country that at least say yes to yes aba oboboye. He left them in total poverty than he came to meet them. Because not a single social intervention program was introduced. I want you to ask any NDC member a question. That he should tell us, for the 8 years that President Mahama was in office, 4 years as vice president, some few months as president, and another 4 years as president. Bisa NDC for there. Ibazi krot pe na order at the asensewa or Mampenyin Mahama or Chishay or the two Northern Regional. Or create employment, 0. Ask them. Again, this free SHS, demography, what's in the free SHS or your 419? They told us, and you know. What's the free SHS? How can the same people today say that free SHS and when they come, they are going to make it better?
But when somebody talk about progression or progressive, now Kasafa, yes, kakra you be drew o say o pro DCC and now can say on free SHS. Your approach is different from their approach.
Do you know
your belief is different from their belief?
So why that is why I am more pragmatic. I am more transformational. I am more visionary. Because
but that's why we are also suffering with all these challenges.
For
every vision, and all those
every vision comes at a cost. You must weigh the benefits against the odds. If the benefits far outweigh the odds, you go for the vision. Intimate start as a doctor and succeed at once. They be. So our vision is that yes, there will be challenges, but let's start with boldness and courage. And that is what we did. You who cannot even initiate it cannot come and tell me there. Because you don't even understand. Look at the STEM program. Look at the innovation in our curriculum. NDC, what kind of warrior e-blocks? E-blocks, what's warrior by 100? One kasa wa abre do no, warrior 27 pe. We have come. We have completed 34. Okay? We have done Yankasa initiative. MPP, yes, school blocks. And then yes, secondary schools are Ochen za warrior. We go to our schools. Me just there. Honorable Educhum, ni program all year outdooring our interventions in the educational sector. No, obi ade nyitua. So democracy is what's happening there? Yensa yaze, yenye propaganda. Oh, one kada azina che. Look at Mampenyin Mahama. Ezi me share video ni obi na oreka. Osi there so oba power ehun. School headmasters no. Oba ma wan kase wa akogum. wakoto agbelema
But you mentioned an issue. We were dealing with this buffer stock issue, and then he thought that everything has been centralized.
Would you allow me to make my point?
But leader,
would you allow? Don't also. I'm not mixing, but I'm making the point. You should allow me. Yeah, this is a political forum.
But leader, don't also go contrary.
No, I will not. So if you allow me to flow, you get my thought correctly. I'm saying that when we came, one of the challenges we met was that school head teachers and domestic basers involving themselves in procurement as cause problems. So there was a need to centralize the system and ensure that the supplies get to them so that they can focus on their teaching and what activities.
If I decentralize, what's your problem with that?
Let me, if the system isn't broken, if it's not broken, you don't fix it. At least President Mahama should cut us some slack. He should. We have transformed the system. Buffer stock challenges are when we have fixed them. It's a continuous process, but you don't come and introduce a reversal to say that you are resetting. You don't come and reverse and claim you are resetting. What are you resetting?
Or decentralizing and resetting.
So that the market, the head teacher,
they will
and
supervise and be in charge.
No. You said they are going to the market to
yes,
buy.
to be in charge.
To do what?
To be in charge.
So that
effectiveness and reliability and efficiency will be there.
But they are having a reliable supply source because government is paying for it, and government would have to control the expenditure. You don't say that you are introducing free policy feeding. You are introducing free feeding in our schools, and then you send money, physical cash, to the head teachers, disperse to them that they should do procurement. No. An efficient way of running a system like this is to control the value chain and ensure that your funds don't go waste. And that is what government is doing. I tell you today, and perish the thought, should they even get the opportunity and say, look, you are sending monies across, head teachers should now buy, you hear the disaster. It is better, it is centralized.
And yet this way.
Yes. So that those in the supply chain are monitored. Is your money? The whole thing has to do with monitoring. Ensure that the supplies get to the schools on time. The quantities are delivered on time. And I know buffer stock, if they give orders, they give you timelines. If you don't deliver, they cancel your contract. It's a fact. We had problems with their payment. Government cleared it. There were some 6-month arrests. They even petitioned Parliament. They are not owed any money. Suppliers are not complaining. So what is broken? You see, yeni anumi ata wo friend propaganda say, "Oh man, e man ka sampo me backyard e futu." The things that they come and say. The last time I heard my opponent also, oh, e futu or there was na wo mon be MP na owo anyankofo wo Hollywood owo anyankofo wo abrochi wo yesikafo no otwana aba e futu injo emimpo wo nyam wo asamaka with all the sacrifice. Oh man, Abrenten onyam ho asam kade me yehwe we futu injo ahun na Akufo-Addo. And what we are experiencing in the country with all the challenges, we are doing better. Look, during